I would like to thank Ash and Lewis for sending me this story, and I'm actually glad that I'm about to do this story for a multitude of reasons. So, Dwayne Johnson, aka The Rock, if he has not picked up on his blackness by now, he will by the time this is all said and done. So, Dwayne Johnson, aka The Rock, is producing this show on BET called Finding Injustice. And I think when I was flipping through the channels, I saw that on there, but I wasn't sure what it was about. But I just kind of skipped over anyway because it's like I'm just kind of like sworn off of BET for right now. And basically, the show is about um talking about the injustices that falls upon black communities, and it said is six different injustices in six different cities, so it's probably like a mini series type of thing. And like you can't even fault him for that. Now mind you, Dwayne Johnson, The Rock, has been in many movies. He's actually also produced other types of shows, and he even, on that show Ballers, which is his show, pretty much is his show. And he's done a lot of those other kind of like, it's not American Gladiators, but it's sort of like it as well. So he has his hands in a lot of other things, and of course, he's like a huge action movie star as well. But he does all of that, and guess who's upset? You got it. The palm-colored Neanderthals. The same people that love him in everything that he does and everything he produces, but the minute he does something like this, he is now called a liberal tool. That's what they have called him, a liberal tool, because he had the nerve to want to talk about the injustices of black people, which I can honestly say finally he's actually done. Because it's like, listen, it's no secret that The Rock has some black in him. If you go back and you look at some pictures of him when he was a kid, yeah, it's there. We all know that he always likes to identify with that Samoan side of his family. But if you look at his dad, Rocky Johnson, and his grandfather, who were both pro wrestlers, black, okay? He's only Samoan on his mother's side. So he has a connection with us, even if he won't outright say it. So this is the first time I think he's ever done a show or a series quite like this. And Palm Colored is pissed off. They are mad. Let me go ahead and read this article coming from the Atlanta Black Star. It says, there seems to be a good number of Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson fans who just want him to act, be in movies, and not talk about social injustice. You know what that part reminds me of? When that chick told LeBron James to just shut up and dribble. They always like to silence black folks whenever we talking about what's going on in our communities and things like that. Like we are just incapable of being able to speak out about the stuff that involves us, especially if you have a lot of money, because a lot of them feel that, oh, we're lining your pockets, so you can't say this and you can't say that. Low key, that's exactly why a lot of black celebrities don't speak out on types of stuff like that, because out of fear that their bag is going to now be unsecure. Johnson received major backlash from many of his fans after the actor revealed that through his $7 production company, he executive produced BET's docuseries Finding Injustice, which shines a light on the inequality of black communities. It also focuses on 6 injustices in 6 different U.S. cities. Now, where's the wrong in that? They are the only ones that are upset about this. Now, I bet you if he did something about that opioid plague, they would not even be nearly upset. If he had did something about that, I would have just said, okay, I feel nothing. At the end of the day, it's his production company. He can do with it whatever the hell he wants. But he decides that he wants to do this, and they are the only ones who are upset. I swear they are so transparent. I say that a lot because it's true. It says, Johnson first promoted the docuseries March 9th on Instagram before it premiered the next day, and the backlash came right away. One person said, looks like The Rock is falling into the media's trap and becoming more and more left. Thought The Rock was one of the good ones, someone wrote on Instagram. So wait a minute. Him talking about black and injustices that fall upon black people is now making him a liberal, and now he's not a good person? See, they show their ass every single time. They are letting you know. I hope I don't know if he'll be able to hear it, but if he could, if Dwayne Johnson could hear this, I want him to know that your white fans are not really your fans. They only like you when you are catering to them. God forbid Dwayne Johnson produces, let alone stars in a movie about black injustices. I bet you it wouldn't make the same amount of money like them Fast and Furious movies, or hell, even that Jumanji movie that he was in. I bet you it wouldn't. Someone else said, really surprised The Rock will post something like this. Another person commented, there is no true social injustice, only what the media shows the people. It's 2019, not 1950s. Let's move on. They love to say that get over and let's move on crap. But when 9/11 rolls around, or when anything comes up about that Holocaust, then it's like we gotta tighten up and we gotta acknowledge it. But when we mention like slavery, redlining, Jim Crow, and a whole bunch of other injustices that have happened over the years and still occur, then they want us to be quiet. That's why I can't take palm color seriously. That's exactly why when them opioids be dealing with them accordingly, I be like, okay, I feel nothing. It says, then when Johnson shared another post about the docuseries one day afterward, he received the same kind of negative feedback. Never thought I would unfollow The Rock due to political agenda. And this person left an exclamation point, so it sounded like they were yelling. It says, you can't cry about being a felon or being in the system when you chose to be a gangbanger and kill someone in your very own community. So this person is alluding to the whole black on black crime thing. All these so-called quote-unquote gangsters cry police brutality when they are the ones. And more criticism came under a March 25th post about the series, where Johnson was called, among many other things, such as a liberal tool, for being involved. But others encouraged the former pro wrestler and told him to keep pressing on. The Rock, don't let these bum-ass trolls bother you, one person wrote. Thank you for this powerful show spotlighting injustice, wrote another. What many of Johnson's fans may not realize is that his interest in addressing social injustice isn't new, and last year he spoke about Colin Kaepernick seemingly being blackballed by the NFL for protesting injustice by kneeling during pregame performances on the national anthem. Johnson said he would rather have knelt or raised my fist in solidarity. He also has been critical of Donald Trump in the past. See, they only see The Rock as one way. And see, he has catered to a white fan base for so long that the minute that he starts to do something that acknowledges the black community and what we're going through, then that's when they're ready to shun him. I swear, Palm Color thinks that they can control and manipulate anything into their little web of deceit. And the minute you step off that plantation, they literally just say, okay, fuck you, goodbye. Like their measly little unfollow and blocking words is going to mean anything. The Rock is known worldwide. I'm sure he has more supporters than haters. I'm almost certain of it. But I'm almost inclined to maybe want to check out this show. Not because of this article, but because it actually sounds like it would probably be a decent show. But it's just that it comes on BET and it's like, I don't know if I want to entertain that. But yeah, those idiots, and that's exactly what they are. Those ignorant fools are full of it. Always have been and always will be. Like, this is nothing new. I'm sure a lot of celebrities get these kinds of comments all the time. Hell, take it from somebody who talks about the stuff that I talk about. I get those kinds of comments as well. They literally think that just because we don't live in Jim Crow anymore, that racism is somehow dead. No, they wish it was dead so we would stop talking about it. Hell, they showed their natural ass today with the whole Justice Smollett situation. And countless of other things. It's only March 26, 2019. We still got a whole lot of year left to go. I'm curious to see what else is going to come up. But y'all let me know what you think about this down in the comments, and I'll talk to you in the next one.